Hey. So, originally I wanted to cast a replay between Beastmen and Chaos Dwarfs, and I also already was quite far into it before I noticed that some things were suspiciously weird, and then it suddenly ended before being concluded. And yeah, don't you love it when hotfixes break your replays? Anyway, instead, here is a fight between dwarfs and Khorne. Um, I've seen it quite a bit recently, and also casted it already on the channel, and not with such armies though. Khorne goes very focused on what's important here, and apparently important is killing short armored guys. Um, and that's what they will be doing. Valkyria, Sleipnir and Disruption, yes, simple, and a Gate of Khorne demon bloodletter summon. I'm curious if we're gonna see a second of those. Usually you don't see them a lot from reinforcement, but might as well. Here on the Dwarven side we have some Thunderers, Slayer Pirates, Dwarf Warriors with great weapons, a lot of them, a Cannon, a Dragon Slayer. I don't completely know the new Dwarf Lords and Heroes yet, and don't completely understand what they're doing. I guess this is a magic attack aura, which is very understandable to bring against demons and also damage aura. And it's an anti-infantry fighter with no armor though. Does he have some vortex ability, some whirling around? No, apparently not. Might confuse it, or it was deselected. So, the Dwarven army is not very focused, I must say. Oh, we have Garrigan, and oh, that's Angrim. Okay, this is funny to bring. The full anti-large pack, and then there's nothing large on Khorne's side. Amazing. Even the cultist is on foot. The dwarf army is not very focused. It kinda feels like designed to kill Chaos Warriors predominantly, and also some Minotaurs with the guns, I suspect. But there's just nothing of this, and those Great Weapon Warriors won't be a good pick against Bloodletters. Against Bloodletters, probably the best would be Fire Cannon or something. Maybe Gyrocopters, but they need to be careful with the nearly buffed Furies. Or Blasting Charges. Blasting Charges, Blasting Charges, Blasting Charges. Here we have those Furies, and I am very sure that they completely rip those miners apart if they go into from both sides. And also here, I think the dwarves are making a mistake right now. They shouldn't go and fight with the demons. The demons also are under time pressure because the demons, let's slow it down first for a second to explain some things. The dwarves, as I said, the army wasn't very focused. They, frankly, simply don't have the tools on the field to deal with this. They would just, you see how quickly they go down. It just doesn't work, and also here. So they need to sit back and try to do something about the things that they otherwise can't handle, either by, for example, using their range to just shell them from their spawn out the whole game, or wait until they can summon things that can deal with the bloodletters. for example, a million blasting charges. I don't know if they have them, but yeah. The other option is, and that's also advantageous, is to force those bloodletters to come into your spawn. You shoot them with archers, you shoot them with a cannon, and force them to go ever further and further because they can't just stand there and take the fire. Or they sit back to evade your fire, and then you can start taking the point without having to fight them as badly. But right now, just fighting anyway, even though your tools aren't good, is just throwing your hands. Throwing those tools that you have against other things away, because right now, if all your dwarf warriors die and then you bring blasting charges and things to deal with the bloodletters remaining, but then the other side starts summoning minotaurs and chaos warriors with shields or generally things with heavy armor, you suddenly don't have your great weapon warriors anymore to crack through those. So rather impatient from the dwarves here. I can absolutely understand that you as a dwarf player don't want to get on a triple cap, but in this situation, Khorne kinda made the gamble and it worked out. Because there aren't many tools to deal with stuff here. Though, those are Doom Seekers, not Slayers. I hate that they have the same icon as regular Slayers. You now always have to look each time for each thing, because you can't read it from the icon. They're going down surprisingly hard, though I think they got shot by the cannon a lot? No. What was shooting them? Why are you dying? Interesting. Well, now the Doomseekers are killing them and definitely doing the rest, but those were exalted bloodletters. They should have put up a real good fight against Doomseekers. And they don't, so something must have interfered with that. Yeah. No one's taking this point, which is kind of funny. The Furies completely cleared it. I'm not sure what Dwarves currently can do against Furies. Like, you have to leave such an investment on your range tools, or you see this happening here all over the field. The Furies are just picking up everything. I'm not sure what's the best way to deal with them right now. I probably would think about a Rune Lord with a slowness rune and shotguns, lots of shotguns, which you then pack in a tight formation and move to the enemy. Though a tight formation of those is susceptible to bloodletters, so even though the Khorne build is very simple, it's not very simple to deal with for the dwarves, apparently. Just, if the other side has, like, the Empire comes with 4 strong great weapon units, you can cut them down, and even if you're trading down on this is bad, if you then afterwards, after having removed the threat, trade up on everything else, you're still gonna win. So taking such a bad trade is, in the end, a good trade. Jeez, so serious. They completely camp everything here on the spawn. Yeah. This is tough. What my point was about the greatsword metaphor analogy. If there's only a few units, you can afford to be wasteful when killing them if afterwards you're doing good. But if there's a lot of those units, and you could say it's for Khorne currently purely those units, and since they are demons, they are also get really quickly back into the reinforcement pool and come back. If it's purely those, you can't afford to trade down into them. So the strategies to deal with a few great weapon units are very different from the strategies you need to employ to deal with a lot of great weapons. And a tight shotgun formation, as I proposed to counter the Furies, is probably gonna be easily cracked by just blood letter rushes. Though I really don't agree with this hero core too. That's yeah, that's not even doing good. Yeah, even the Dragon Slayer it's absolutely not suited to fight bloodletters, and that's also true for the others. Maybe most for Garagrim, but no. They have anti-large, but Khorne will never let them get onto a large unit, because why would Khorne? They have 32 speeds, your minions have 56. That, yeah, not working out. And this also, you're not super in a time pressure, because frankly Khorne doesn't do a super intense job of contesting the points, because they have so much resource invested into Furies and into the sides. It's again hasty. Summoning this Bugmans and just feeding it isolated without any protection into a sort of Khorne into the Furies is not worth it. Like, I get they are a fairly self-sufficient unit with high melee defense, but it still unnecessarily took half of its HP. Okay, now the mid is falling. I'm not sure why he's running away here. I would say the Hellforged Host would just kill those heroes. I think they would just kill them. Maybe they would try to stay away from the blasting charges and yeah, pistols or whatever those are. Summon bloodletters into them. Yeah, bloodletters are really fast, or quite fast for such a powerful unit. Though actually the dwarfs are faster, so shouldn't have stopped running away here. Blasting charges, yeah, good. Don't let Valkyr disturb you. Putting them in guard mode, and then they are slow though, and the bloodletters are faster. Good reaction here to just go away and leave your heroes into them. I was talking about Minotaurs never getting the fight, the dwarf hero squad never getting the fight they want. Apparently not true, but Khorne is so far ahead, I don't think it really matters right now. Though there's often the point where you think you're very far ahead against dwarfs, and they still take the point from you and just laugh at you and win. The bloodletters aren't very robust, and also the Fury's not. So Khorne, in each trade they also take quite a lot of damage and don't have so many units also on the field actually. A bit surprising, almost. Is that anti-large? No. So they probably won't handle the cultist. Oh, so cannon. What did it do in its first life? I assume that's the same one that was alive already once before. Oh, hehehe. Let's see if Khorne reacts. If this unit comes straight into this corner, they should be able to prevent the capture. But often you don't think about back capture being a strong suit of dwarfs, but they have a lot of vanguard units and also stalked stocked Vanguard units, so can easily happen that some Bugmans or some miners or some regular rangers just take a point from you. And I'm not sure if that was a useful summon. This point will only be taken back when the Bloodletters arrive, and the Bloodletters will just clean those clean just those Furies. So you don't really win a lot of time by having the Furies here. And it's also a worse fight than if just the Bloodletters would take this, and you have a lot of time. So I would have used the Furies somewhere where they're actually helpful right now. I don't think that's very helpful here. That they win so hard is actually funny. They have cracked melee stats.
The enemy has
Ooh,
slain
is
our
Valkyria
lord.
died? No, I'm spectating the dwarf side. That was Ungrim then. Yeah. Oh, the Dragon Slayer resummoned. Oh lord, he coming. Very slowly. 42 speed. It isn't even slow. With all the Slayer stuff, you can't really call the dwarves that slow on the infantry line. But yeah, Slayer and Bugmans and this stuff is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fast forward now. I don't see any way for the dwarves to come back, and yeah, I think I explained why. I think the dwarf build was a bit naive, to be honest, but also with this, they could have done better. I think by not making a few very hasty decisions. Yeah, let's fast forward. The Doomseeker is still getting a few nice engagements here, but the Furies managed to kill the Thunderer before the Doomseekers take them out, which is, whoa, amazing. Fury has paid for itself with a very dumb engagement, taking it. Actually survived and taking those cannons too. Again, you have to say. Okay, with that it's done. Time's up. Yeah, dwarves were definitely the whole game on the back foot. Though I'm actually not sure if Khorne is going with a build roulette here. So build roulette referring to they taking a very specific build meant to counter a very specific enemy build. But if the enemy side doesn't bring this, then they lost their gamble. Though I'm not sure if that is actually a gamble here right now from the Khorne side, because I'm not sure what the strong dwarf plays would be to take this down. If played a bit more cautiously, I think Khorne can crack a lot of dwarfs builds with this. I'm not sure how Valkyria and Furies are against Gyrocopters. Gyrocopters are really fast and air combat is janky, but I think at least they should be able to zone out the gyros from bombarding or directly shooting into the Bloodletters while waiting. Later on you need them for different things. So yeah, it's such a simple Khorne build. Not much creativity though. Some or a lot of squishy tools which you need to be really careful with. So it requires quite some micro, even if not a lot of strategic decision making, like summoning decisions or something, because you have like two options. On the dwarf side, yeah, I think the great weapons weren't a dumb decision. They totally didn't work out here, but if the Khorne side would have come with Chaos Warriors, they would have been the pick. and the hero squad, yeah. I'm not sure how expensive those are, but I don't think that any one of those is cheaper than 1,000, and they took up a lot of the funds of the dwarves. Seeker's good. I don't think that's all the blasting charges. I think dwarves will want all the blasting charges here because they are good against bloodletters and marauders, and they are capture weight. So maybe the dwarf side really was preparing just for a Chaos Warrior build, and that's the in the end problem that happened here. Chaos Warrior and Minotaurs. A lot of Minotaurs. Otherwise you don't need all those heroes. Yeah. I can't give a super good overall decision on what or recommendation what dwarf would do here because I don't understand them as much, and frankly I don't want to because it's dwarfs. But yeah. I also don't like what Khorne did here with the build. It's super effective, but that's just not the build I want to see. And I hope it's actually not a meta pick, but a bit of a gamble. If you know better, you can educate me on that in the comments. And with that, I cut it here and see you on the next one.